Good afternoon, everybody. This is Steve Fletcher with the Trumpet for My People. Today is July 25th, 2021. And I want to give you guys an update on where we are and where where this specific Rapture watch will be ending from my perspective. Okay. Now, we've been watching something so powerful together with so many different signs that were leading us to Tisha B'Av between July 17th and July 20th. And then we have the connection to Tu B'Av, which is on the Torah calendar, July 25th and July 26th. So what I want to do is I want to give you guys an understanding from my perspective that this specific Rapture watch does come to a close on July 26th. Okay, we have come to a place that is so specific. The signs are so powerful and exact that bring us to this time frame, but there is no connection beyond July 26th, as I said, from my own perspective. Okay, this is from my perspective. I do not speak for Brother Charles or Brother Wu at the Sword of God channel. We have not spoken in a couple days as far as being able to do another live stream right now. And so what I want to do is I want to bring some clarity as to what I am hoping for and what I am expecting. Okay, so am I still very hopeful? I am absolutely very, very hopeful. Okay, I am very, very hopeful, and this is what I'm going to share with you. Okay, as I shared yesterday, I shared a video yesterday about the sign of Jonah that takes us to July 25th and July 26th to Tu B'Av. This is based on the man being swallowed by a whale, together with the sign of the solar eclipse on June 10th, together with the detaining of Noah's Ark on June 10th. The man being swallowed by the whale on June 11th was another confirmation of that time frame that we were watching. Okay. Now, if we go according to the biblical text, as I shared in my video yesterday, the word of the Lord came unto Jonah the second time, saying, Arise, go unto Nineveh, that great city, preach unto it the preaching that I bid thee. So Jonah arose and went unto Nineveh according to the word of the Lord. Now Nineveh was an exceeding great city of 3 days' journey. And Jonah began to enter into the city a day's journey, and he cried and said, Yet 40 days, and Nineveh shall be overthrown. Okay, so from the Jonah being spit out of the whale, and God calling him again to go back to Nineveh, then he rose up and went to Nineveh, which was a 3 days journey. Okay. And then verse 4 says, Jonah began to enter into the city a day's journey, and he cried and said, Yet 40 days, and Nineveh shall be overthrown. So I think that the biblical understanding, according to the text, is that once he is out of the whale, you add 3 days, and then you add one more day before connecting to the 40-day final warning. Okay, so if this man was spit out of the whale on June 11th, okay, then what we have is a June 11th plus 3 days plus 1 day. That brings us to June 15th. And from June 15th, we add 40 days, and that brings us to July 25th. Now, July 25th is not one specific day in and of itself, except that it is bringing us to Tu B'Av on the Hebrew calendar, really on the Torah calendar. Now, what I have shared with you in our previous live streams and through the videos that I've done on my own channel is that the Torah calendar most correctly lines up with the actual sighting of the new moon on July 11th. Okay, so this is why at this time I am focused more on the Torah calendar based on the true sighting of the new moon, even though in Israel they have gone past Tu B'Av, in the sense of the Hebrew calendar shows that it was the 23rd to the 24th. Okay, but the Torah calendar, going correctly by the new moon sighting of July 11th, brings us to July 25th and July 26th. Okay, so if we have this man being swallowed by the whale on June 11th, and we have a 44-day biblical warning from the book of Jonah, bringing us to this day, which brings us to sunset on July 26th. Okay, so of course we're talking about Israel time, sunset on July 26th, which to me would always take us to midnight. Okay, and this would be my perspective. Midnight Jerusalem time, July 26th, 4 p.m. Central Time would be the cutoff on everything we've been watching up to now, for everything to really make sense and for us to have received understanding about these warnings that are coming, leading us to Tisha B'Av and Tu B'Av. I mean, there's got to be a point where this rapture watch will come to an end. I mean, it can't go on forever. Okay, and there's many other things pointing to 7/26 to July 26th. And so what I just want to let you know is that the sign of Jonah does bring us to the day of Tu B'Av, which is July 25th and July 26th. Okay? Obviously, the understanding of Tu B'Av is the day that the bridegroom comes for the bride. And so this is what we are hoping for. Now, on July 19th, now here is a beautiful 7-day warning. I mean, this in and of itself, on Tisha B'Av, up on the Temple Mount, even on this day, a bride and groom went up to the Temple Mount in preparation for their wedding. Record number of Jews visit the Temple Mount on Tisha B'Av just before the gates slammed shut. Now, this in and of itself, I believe, is a prophetic warning of 7 days connected to the sign of Noah. When Noah and his sons entered into the ark, then the Lord shut him in. This was 7 days before the flood began. Okay, so July 19th, adding the 7-day Noah warning, brings us to 7/26. July 26th. The actual number of Harpazo, I mean, if there's going to be a sign, and Strong's Concordance is going to give us any type of true understanding, I mean, this would be the match. July 26th, 7/26, Harpazo. Okay? So, as I said, we have the sign of Jonah. Okay? We have a 44-day biblical warning from June 11th, bringing us to July 25th. July 25th gives us the understanding on the Torah calendar of Tu B'Av. Okay, so we're brought to July 25th and July 26th, the day of weddings. We have a 7-day warning from July 19th, when the gates were slammed shut. A 7-day warning, just as in the days of Noah. Okay, this is the number for Harpazo. Now remember, there are a number of other things that connect us to July 26th, but one of the things that I wanted to just remind everybody of is that from the revealing of the man of sin, when his official presidential portrait came out, the snake in the garden, on February 12th, 2018, exactly 1260 days brings us to July 26th. Okay? Now, one other thing that we had touched on, and I think is a very important scriptural understanding, it's the full moon as the appointed day for the good man of the house to return. The appointed day is the full moon, okay? And we are within the full moon period through July 26th, okay? Proverbs 7:19 through 20. For the good man is not at home. He is gone on a long journey. He hath taken a bag of money with him, and will come home at the day appointed. Okay, at the day appointed. Now, if we look at this, Proverbs 7:19 in the original Hebrew language, for my husband is not at home; he has gone on a journey, on a long journey. And then if we look at verse 20, it says, a bag of money he has taken with him. On the day appointed will he come. And if we look at the number for the word appointed, okay, appointed 3677 in the original Hebrew language is full moon, okay? Full moon. So this is the day appointed for the good man of the house to return, is the full moon. Okay, this is the original Hebrew language. So if we look at the full moon calendar of July, we see that starting on July 22nd, July 23rd, July 24th, July 25th, and July 26th would be the very end of that, really, that fullness. It is in its waning stage, but it's very minimal. The waning of the moon on the 26th is very minimal. Once we hit July 27th, you can definitely start to notice the waning of the moon. And so we do have a 3 to 4 day window on the understanding of the full moon, and this connects us with July 25th and July 26th, which is Tu B'Av on the Torah calendar. Okay. The last few pieces of information that I want to remind everybody is, remember that when we were talking about on the Sword of God, on our last Sword of God live stream that we did, and this information came out that it was actually March 10th, 1949, when Israel formed their first official government. When they became when they became a country and were reborn on May 14th, 1948, they did not have an official government. They had a provisional government. So they did not have an official government until David Ben-Gurion was elected and placed in his position on March 8th of 1949, and then on March 10th the government was formed and they had their first meeting on March 10th, 1949. Now if you run 71 years, the end of 70, coming to their 71st birthday, it brings us to exactly March 11th, 2020. March 10th, 2020. And then the day everything changed is the exact day of the beginning of the pandemic. The day that the WHO declared this was a pandemic worldwide, the coronavirus pandemic. And so what we have then is we have a perfect match to the end of the 70 years and the beginning of the pandemic. And so this came out. We brought this out as I was watching the beginning of the pandemic, and then what we talked about in our live stream between Wu and Brother Charles. We made these connections. So that was amazing, because we did not see that ahead of time, but it was through our open mic discussion that all of this came out. So March 11th, 2020, and then we have the understanding of the United States declaring a national emergency on March 13th. Okay, so we have this window of time between March 11th and March 13th, between the worldwide proclamation and the United States proclamation, between March 11th and March 13th, 2020. And if we go forward from March 11th, 500 days, it brings us to July 24th. And if we go forward 500 days from March 13th, it brings us to July 26th. Okay, this is the number of Antichrist. Okay, so they are setting up the rise of the Antichrist and the preparation for everyone across the entire world to be marked, okay, to receive what they are giving. Okay, they are giving something that is becoming more and more. Even now, people are losing their jobs. Even now, people are paying a great price. if they do not want to be vaccinated. Okay, and the time is coming when it is going to be mandatory, or it will cost you your life. Okay, so they are setting this up. The part of the setup of this, and the preparation for this is the pandemic itself, which actually began on the exact day that Israel fulfilled 70 years, on their 71st birthday from their first government. Okay, March 11th, 2020, the day everything changed. 500 days leading us to July 26th, the number of the Antichrist. Okay, Harpazo, the snatching away of the bride, and before the wrath. Okay, connected to Tu B'Av, which on the true calendar, based on the new moon sighting of July 11th, brings us to July 25th and July 26th. So what I wanted to do here in this specific message that I'm bringing today is to clarify Rapture Watch through July 26th, midnight Jerusalem time. Okay, that is 4 p.m. Central Time, and it is, you can calculate this based on your own location, how this will connect with with midnight Israel time on July 26th. Okay, this is what I would see based on everything we have watched up till now, and this specific Rapture Watch, everything that we've seen up till now, does not go into July 27th. Okay, it does not go into July 27th. So this would be the final cutoff. This day on the Hebrew calendar, on the Torah calendar, Tu B'Av, will mark the end of the Rapture Watch that we have been following for the last 40 days since June 10th. Okay, so I will leave a pinned comment on the underneath this video, and I will also leave a written declaration or a written explanation in the description box about the full understanding of this. Okay, so this is what I wanted to share with you guys. I want to let you know that I am very, very hopeful. I am still very, very hopeful. Now, if this somehow is not the time, okay, I do want to let everybody know that I will be fulfilling. I will be my wedding anniversary is July 29th. It's our 26th wedding anniversary, and we actually did not celebrate last year because of the beginning of the pandemic, and it just didn't seem like that was a good time to try to get away or to try to do anything. But if if we're still here on Tuesday, my wife and I are going to be going away for a few days, and so I will not be updating specifically after that time, unless I see something extraordinary. But for now, I just wanted to let everybody know. Okay, this is where I am. I'm very hopeful between tomorrow, midnight tomorrow night. Okay, I am still staying in this Rapture Watch mode. I'm not moving on. I'm not looking forward. I'm not trying to figure out what's next. I mean, this seems so definite, so final. Everything that we have been watching up to here has been so perfect. And I believe that we are going to find that this was and is the perfect warning that God has given. And He will fulfill this warning. And I do believe that the rapture will occur between today and tomorrow. I do believe it. Now, I cannot say it will. I cannot prophesy in the name of the Lord that this is the time. All I can say is that everything that I have seen up till now has been so amazing that we are staying on this Rapture Watch through midnight, July 26th, Jerusalem time. Okay? I pray you guys are blessed. This is Steve Fletcher with a trumpet for my people, the sign of His coming revealed.